Hello everybody, it's me, Derek Maxfield. This is Derek's Empower Hour, November 9th, 2016. Yesterday was Shalane Maxfield's, my wife's, birthday, so give her a shout out if you didn't already, because she loves feeling the Facebook love. And she is quite the person, you know, I think. I'm going to move a little faster today because this is called the Empower Hour, but it shouldn't last an hour. It should last only half an hour or less. We have 6 categories. If you haven't heard them, we got Random Ruckus, we have a Mission Moment, we have Shout Outs, we have Company Cheetos, we got Nerd Notes, and we have a Thought of the Day. I'm going to move right through them. Today's Random Ruckus is not from my childhood. I've had enough of those stories of, you know, telling you about some of my less than superb moments from my childhood, and it's just very recent. I was in the UK this past week. Shout out to all of the UK. I loved it there. In fact, I loved it a little too much. When I gave my Saturday night presentation, I talked about the 3 little pigs, because there is Canadian bacon, there's American bacon, which previously I thought was one of the best foods that has ever been a part of the food products that you know. Bacon is so good that you wrap other meats in bacon to make them taste better. What meats can say that about themselves? That's what I want to know. They are both a standalone meat and a decorative meat to make other meats better. I love bacon. I always have. And then I went to the UK. First time I went was a few years ago. And your bacon in the UK is better than our bacon. And I asked Google why that was the case, and it's because you cut it off of the tenderloin, apparently. The tenderloin of the pig is where you get your bacon, and it is delicious. I couldn't wait to wake up in the morning to have British bacon. And every night I also had a blueberry cheesecake at the Marriott where I stayed. There was a blueberry cheesecake with some ice cream and a graham cracker crust. I had one every day. I got back to the gym today, went to my workout with Rob, and I gained 5.5 pounds in a week in the UK. I blame it on the UK. I blame it on your bacon. How could I have known that you have perfected bacon? So that is a little bit of a random ruckus. I'm going to try to lose those 5 pounds. Let's talk about a mission moment for the week. I'm actually going to take a page out of our annual convention awards. This is not, of course, the actual award, but just for this week. Uplift and empower and validate. I'm going to just give a shout out to one presenter who either I or the sales team has noticed has been a great example of that word. Uplift, first of all, is Cheryl Patton Butler, Green Status presenter. She was at the Houston event that we just had and at the elite training as well, and she was incredible, super uplifting, always smiling, always positive. She kept trying to help other people feel good about how they were doing at the event, and she was just walking around living the company mission. So a huge shout out to you, Cheryl Patton Butler. Thank you so much for just the person that you are. Empower, a shout out to Michelle Bell from Colorado. She is a Black Status presenter. She is a friend of mine. I know her and her husband. And she is a great example. She is such an incredible leader. She helps people so much that you wouldn't even really know whether she's helping somebody that is on her team or just offering to help, because that's how she is. She spends her time empowering others, and that's probably how she got to Black Status, frankly, because that's the secret to success with our compensation plan, is to really care more about others and helping them succeed. And that is the case for this incredible leader. Thank you, Michelle Bell, and for how you also live really all aspects of our mission, but especially how you try to be this type of leader. Validate Ann Carr, Green Status from California. And you did something that was very amazing and kind. You actually opened up your home to people that were coming to the Monterey, California event that we had there. And she travels to a lot of events. And she is extremely validating to both the corporate staff that are there, of course, as well as the other presenters. She is genuine and real. This is coming from Julie on our sales team. And she just was incredibly welcoming and loving to all of those around her. So thank you for being that example. And that's a shout out to you and to all three of you. Thank you for the way that you live our mission. That was the mission moment, which was also shout outs, of course. I was shouting out those who lived the mission. But now let's do some shout outs. Specifically, a shout out to the first Black Status presenter in France. We have one, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say what because there's probably one man on this call somewhere out there, right? Ladies, her name is Natalie Bernat. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, so I'm sorry. She was sponsored by Martha Miller, who is an incredible leader herself. But Natalie signed up on February 1st, 2016, right when we launched in France, and she has, in 9 months, reached the top. She is our first Black Status presenter, which, of course, is a great accomplishment by itself, and she should be totally congratulated. But being the first is also special. She will be flown here to Utah. She will be given a $10,000 check. I don't know how many euros that is, but it's a sizable check, of course, and it actually is a big check. We give them a big check for them to take home. And I'm excited for the chance that I will have to meet you in person, and I wanted to shout you out to the entire Y family. So that's awesome what you did. And I'll actually get to see you at the Empower You in Paris in just a couple weeks. I'll be coming to that, and you will be speaking there as well. All right, another shout out is to the entire UK Y family. All 72,300 or so of you. Of course, not all of those are active. If there are some that are not active and want to become active, we want you back. We love the UK. It wasn't just our best launch ever in terms of growth and size and scale and all that happened. It was, I think, the best market launch in the history of all of direct sales, in my humble opinion, which I may have done some geeking out to do some comparisons from those that I was aware of, and I think it's the best. And I think that the UK is an example of a culture and a country that lives our mission and has embraced it, and that's why we have grown so much there. Yes, we hope it's because we are a great company, that we have our act together, that we have some good products, but our mission is what causes people to be attracted to the company, and the UK has embraced it. There is such a Y sisterhood there. I was just there. I was there in Birmingham, not Birmingham, all of you Yankees that would say it that way. It's Birmingham, I think, something like that. You kind of pretend like the G and the H just go together. And it was beautiful there. It was beautiful. The weather was perfect. The food was great, as I already mentioned. And the welcome that I received was the best of all. I went to a session in the morning with about 1,400 presenters. That's 1,400 presenters that traveled there, came to that event, took time away from their family on a Saturday morning to come to this event. It was incredible. I loved every minute of it. We had another session in the afternoon because the first one sold out. The afternoon session had, I don't know, 700 to 900 or so. It was just a great event. I felt like the mission was being lived in a way that just was even better than I had thought it would be. And so thank you so much for all the great work that you're doing out there in the UK and in all of our markets. But it was just a shout out for you today. Last shout out Hong Kong, as you know, is the newest member of the Y family in terms of markets. And we have a winner for the first month of the 999. We have, what are those called? The leaderboards for the markets. There is a recruit, sell, build, so over a 3-month period. The recruiting winner is 2 people. As you know, sometimes we make little mistakes, and we always try to make them right. We'll even get a second cruise ship if we need to. Well, in this case, we made a little error in the time that the recruiting promotion was to end. There was a lot of people that thought it was local time in Hong Kong, when in actuality what we were doing was we were ending it with the unique month time, which is of course the time back here in the US on the West Coast. So instead of it not being fair, we have 2 winners, and they each received the iPad for the month. And a shout out today, we have Cora Chiang, awesome Cora, the top recruiter for the month, and she shares that award with Poi Sao Lao. So this is a huge shout out to you both for what you did in 1 month period. I wish I had the numbers of how many you sponsored, but they're not on here for me. But I get the feeling that it was a heap of people, because you are awesome. And we're off to a great start there. Time for, speaking of gaining weight, I guess you guys went to the family size, party size. Party size. That's B-Tan laughing back there. He laughs because, I'm going to expose him again. They could have got me just the snack packs, right? That would be perfectly fine. But B-Tan sort of has some influence over what gets purchased. Why do I need the party?
You gotta be looking at Emma for that one.
Oh, I know better than to think that Emma's gonna eat this. This bag is about as big as she is. B-Tan finished him off himself last time. He blamed it on the marketing team, right? He does that because he's a part of the marketing team, so he can justify his slight indiscretion of a white lie by saying the marketing team ate it. Well, he's a part of the marketing team. I caught him orange-handed. Cheetos crumbling from his fingers. He has a beard right now. Orange residue left in various parts of the beard. What, Derek? I didn't know that you wanted this to bag. But I am going to pull out, because I'm back on the diet, I will only partake of 1 puffed paradise. Tori likes to call these things straight out of heaven. I don't know that I would go that far. The UK bacon is getting up to that level. Cheetos are Cheetos. They're great, of course. Let me see. Okay. They're a little better than great. It's the fluffiness, really, that just kind of does it. And the residue. Even a single Cheeto does require you to lick your fingers. So I will not double dip my finger back into the bag. I'll set this aside, and I'll assume that somebody will find time to kind of finish that off for me. But why are we talking about Cheetos? Why in the world, especially if this is your first time watching this? You're probably very confused right now. That's all right. So is everybody else. I'm kind of random. It's company Cheetos. That's what we call celebrating the awesomeness of Unique. And I have a few Cheetos to shout out today. I'm going to give you some statistics on advancement, because really, in a lot of my nerdiness and a lot of my love of how we structure some of our compensation plan details, the key to any direct sales business is momentum, is growth, is sales growth, is presenter growth. But more than anything, you can judge how things are going by advancement. Are people able to advance? Can someone join Unique still today and advance all the way to black status? Can they get to Green Elite in roughly the same amount of time, or hopefully shorter than people were doing the same thing back in 2014? And the answer is an emphatic yes, yes. The opportunity is better than it's ever been. we do not have a multi-level type of opportunity, meaning where you are at in the organization in terms of levels has almost nothing to do with the opportunity. It really, frankly, doesn't have anything to do with it, because we pay on circle and we pay on generations. And generations are formed by elites. So you reach elite, you can get paid on your first generation, and so on and so forth, second and third gens. Our black status receive 69% of their paychecks from their third generation. I could talk for an hour about our compensation plan, and I actually was just told that I'm going to do that. Some of the things that I've done at the Unifieds in the past, I'm going to create a compensation plan video, a 2-part video. So this is a bit of a leak of some new information. I'm making that video with the training team, and it will be released to the university. Do we have a date on that, Zarko? Do we know? I guess you're waiting for me to do it.
Yeah, we want to film you.
Yeah.
And as soon as we film you, it'll be done quick.
They're going to put it up fast, people, because Zarko and crew do not mess around.
We do not.
I once saw them do, I was wondering how many days or weeks it would be before I'd get to see the first cut of a video. And they said, oh yeah, we'll show you that tomorrow. And I was like, holy smokes. Zarko is about as powerful as his hair would suggest that he is. Zarko was hired for his voice talent in part. He was at convention, he was the voice from the darkness. And his hair is fantastic. I saw him riding his bullet bike, and at first I was concerned that he wasn't wearing a helmet, especially for somebody who has 4 young boys. Five, thank you. He has 4 beautiful boys. I say beautiful in a totally masculine, awesome way. These boys are adorable. And I thought, Zarko, wear a helmet. You have those beautiful... Then I realized that his hair is with the right amount of gel in it, which you don't use gel, you use pomade.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Yeah.
Somehow I don't get the same results. Mine's thinning in these past years. He blow dries, and it uses several watts of power, I am sure. You got to see this hair. I'm not going to show it today. I'm going to save it for if you tune in next week. Can you come?
All right, of course.
Ready to show your hair?
People are saying in the comments that they need to see the hair.
You know, let's give the people what they want, Zarko. Come here. Come and see this hair, people. It's like a California wave. Please.
Hello, people. So here's the hair.
Yeah,
Slightly
run your
long.
fingers through it, because I certainly do not want to.
Slightly long for sure, but it's getting there. Working on it for about a year.
Isn't that a thing of beauty? Every man is envious of that hair. So
Well,
please, stop
thank you.
stealing the
Thank you.
camera time for me. Get
It's all you.
out of here.
It's all
Get out
you.
of here. Now you get to see my puny little mane here. But the point of my randomness there was, with enough pomade and with enough crescendo to that wave, I believe it might protect his noggin while he's riding on his bullet bike. Okay, where was I, people? What caused that?
The videos.
The video, yeah, I'm going to do a video about the compensation plan, which had nothing to do with today anyway. But I was talking about advancement. In Q3, let me give you this number, okay? 15,800 total presenters advanced in rake. That is distinct people. I say rank, but of course we call it status. Status advancement going from white, yellow, pink, blue, green, orange, purple, black. Advancement is key to keeping the success going, keeping the growth, and showing that our opportunity is just as good or better today. And I submit that it's as good, in fact better than it's ever been, because the brand recognition is at an all-time high, which means if you join Younique today, you can sell products easier than you could in the past. It's not about the saturation. The people that you are going to reach out to will be hearing about this from you for the first time. And we are far from saturated. I know what those numbers are. I've been a part of a lot of companies. We are far from that in all of our markets. And the advancement shows that. And paychecks are up across the board in all 6 of our leadership statuses. We've grown a lot. On my first company, Cheetos, I showed a magazine that showed an incredible number, 192,737 or something % growth. Next year, we will apply for the Inc. 500. It's likely we'll be at the top or near the top. What we've been doing, so beauty as a category has been growing. L'Oreal, Revlon, all those companies are experiencing what for them is great growth, somewhere between 3 to 5% growth annually. During that same period, these last 4 years, Younique's annual growth has been on average 1,200%. That's all I have to say. We're awesome. We're leading the charge in a digital revolution, taking beauty away from just the makeup counter to the digital space. People can buy based on a look. They can buy based on a trust sale of seeing their friend apply the products, seeing their friend in the products. It's social proof marketing. It's frankly not just in beauty, it's going across the board in all of online sales. Social proof marketing is replacing kind of celebrity marketing. It is replacing the go to the store to buy your products. There is so much that is changing in the way that the world purchases products, from the US all the way to China to of course all of Europe. And it is e-commerce, it is mobile, and it is social proof marketing, and we are at the forefront of all three. The Royalty line sold 318,000 units in Q3. That's pretty good. That is something that we're trying to build the brand for. Royalty is our new skincare line. We have been in eye makeup and face makeup for quite a while, and our launch into skincare is new. I want to encourage people to learn more about the Royalty skincare line, and it's okay if you're a presenter that focuses more on color right now and you don't sell the skincare yet. It's okay if you have joined Younique recently and you're making your business centered around the skincare. It's okay, and it's okay if you sell all of them. Focus on what you know, focus on what will take advantage of social proof marketing. For you to sell it, you simply need to share it. Just love it and talk about it. You don't have to say, I want you to buy this. That's not what social media really wants. That's not what we try to train. Share. Don't sell, share. Share what you love. If you love the foundation, apply the foundation. Do a Facebook Live. Show it to the world. Share what you enjoy. Show which brush you use, or if you use a blending bud, or if you use your hand. Just share. All right, there I go, talking like I know something about makeup. I know a thing or two about makeup, especially when you compare it to what I knew 4 years ago. October got Q4 off to a good start. We surpassed our sales projections, especially with what happened with the Kudos, which was centered around Splash. Liquid lipstick is on trend. It's on point. People love it. And in October, 400,000 people tried it for the first time. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of brand recognition that is happening quickly. Splash should be something that you can center even a party around Splash itself. And it's off to a great start, and it's up there with the foundation as a top seller already. All right, I told you I was going to go fast. Let's move on to nerd notes. I've tried to. I said on the last Empower Hour I was going to go back to really nerdy stuff, and I thought, what would be more nerdy than talking about what the nerds did? We love our nerds here at Younique. They're my boys. There are a few women there. There are a few ladies. And back when I was studying computer science, there was very few women who were inclined to follow that field choice. It's becoming more and more popular with the ladies, which I think was just a matter of time, because nerds rule the world, as we know. It's an established fact. Even if you're not a nerd, you're dependent on nerds for your happiness. Quit laughing back there, guys. How much time do you spend on Snapchat?
Wow.
Nerds made it. How much time do you text on your phone, Emma? Nerds made that.
Never.
Zarko, I know you're all about social media and stuff, and nerds rule the world. We rule the world. We get paid a lot for our jobs too. So we have a lot of highly talented nerds here at Unique. They get their own department, they get special space. I have not yet brought ping pong to their department. There is a cereal bar, which they love. But nerds rule. And our nerds, just our nerds at Unique, taking the core 29 nerds that are writing code, right? They made 711 code commits. That's when they submit a batch of code into our code repository. Those code commits were spread across 535 files and 21,348 lines of code. Delicious lines of therapeutic code. I'm jealous of their bliss because back in the day when I used to put on the headphones and listen to Enya, I won't say rock out to Enya, that doesn't feel appropriate. I rock out to AC/DC when I'm driving my car, but I cannot code to AC/DC. I wish someone could explain that to me. It requires something more along the lines of Enya, and an 8-hour day at the office would pass by in the blink of an eye because I was in love with what I was doing. These guys got to do that. 21,348 lines of code. Thank you, Unique nerds. Let's give them a shout out, people. November 1st, our kudos got off to a rockin' start. We sold one every 3.6 seconds. If you don't know what the kudos is, it is get the brush roll free with a $150 purchase. And we've already sold a lot of them. If you stack how many we've sold, I got onto this stacking thing with the nerd stuff because that was fun the first time. We sold 500 of them in just the first 30 minutes, which means that we scaled the Luxor Hotel in Vegas in 30 minutes. If we were trying to like break in, like, you know, what are those movies? Because what's the Ocean's movies? Those are awesome. Those are before your day, Emma. Don't act like you know what I'm talking about. They're always breaking into, like, right, there was that one. Well, anyway, you could stack up all these brush rolls, they could get into the roof of the Luxor in 30 minutes, which of course doesn't make any sense whatsoever, which makes it rather nerdy, right? You couldn't even climb up those 30 floors in 30 minutes. Who, you know, yes you could. Yes you could. If you hurried, right? But stack up the brush rolls, you could reach the top. All right, that was the nerd notes of the day. When you are a part of the digital revolution, the social selling, social proof marketing engine that is Unique, not everyone will want to buy, will be as passionate as you. But just remember that we are changing the way people buy cosmetics. We are changing the way people buy makeup. It's a huge industry, people. Like, close to $300 billion worth of makeup is sold every year. And only 6% of it is purchased online. So we at Unique are a part of changing that 94% day by day. More and more people feel confident based on seeing a look, based on seeing something in their newsfeed, of purchasing their makeup online. A small little example of a Disney movie, Snow White. We all have heard about this. It was proposed to be a flop. People thought, what adult in their right mind would go watch a cartoon, right? Walt Disney had to borrow $1.5 million just to make the movie. And it took a sales pitch to get people to think that he could actually even make that back. The film quickly grossed $8 million right out of the gate during the Great Depression. People went to it, people love it, right? So how does that apply to what we are doing here? People buy their skincare and they buy their makeup already, right? It's a need that is there. If you can put it into your circle of influence in a way that takes care of the friction, that helps them feel confident, it will naturally happen. This growth will continue. It is not a matter of if it will. It will. And we are a part of that. Thank you for all of your incredible work. I love you guys. Let's see if we have any questions, or if we're going to conclude. I do some Q&A at the end. B-Tan, what do we got?
We haven't had a lot of questions. I'd say that the most common comments we've been seeing is that, one, people love both bacon and Cheetos. They've been
Have you had
love
UK
for
bacon
Cheetos.
though? Yeah. Try it.
Two, lots of love for nerds.
Nerds, thank you.
And three, lots of love for Zarko's hair and voice.
Yes.
And also lots of love from UK presenters who love meeting you in Birmingham. So,
Thank you, everybody. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Shirley Chapman asks, how's your British accent?
It's lovely. That's all I'm going to say.
That was lovely.
It is lovely.
Yeah, I was actually there and I heard Shalane on stage bust out a really impressive Scottish accent.
Shalane is incredible. She has a gift for accents. She can go from Irish to Scottish to British in like the same paragraph. It's incredible. She's kind of shy about it. She won't do it very often, but if enough of you demand it, she will post a video. I know she will. If you get her, she can do all three accents.
Let's see, Tanya Meyer says, Derek, you must try some German bacon.
German bacon. Is it better? Is it better? Because if it is, now I would have said that there could be nothing better than American bacon, and I was proved wrong. So I'll give Germany a chance. I will give you a chance. When am I going to Germany? I need to go there and try it. What part of the pig do you cut your bacon from? Somebody tell me in the comments. I need to know this because I've done a little research on the pig cutting and the parts that you get the bacon from. In the US, we get it literally from their belly fat. The lining of the belly, the bottom, where the gut just the gut just goes there. That's why there's so much fat in it, because we're literally saying, all right, let's find the biggest, fattest pig we can find and cut the belly. I mean, no wonder some of my pieces are more fat than they are meat. But don't get me started.
Finally, the last thing that a lot of people are asking about is, can you give us any hints about what might be coming for Black Friday?
I saw the Black Friday comments. Now, I'm not going to spill the beans, obviously. I used to do that back in the day. People thought I was weak and they could pressure me and get stuff out of me. Whether it was my fear of Melanie or just my common sense, I've learned to not share things anymore. But I will say this. The Black Friday and Cyber Monday special are going to be different and more epic and better than they have ever been. I promise you that. I'm not even just trying to build we're doing something different. We're doing something awesome. So keep on pushing the kudos for this month. Keep making November the month to remember. We do that every year. It's always a huge month for advancement, for paychecks, for success, for recruiting. Keep on going. Certainly, it is not a kudos that you want to wait for, okay? I will kind of give you a hint. It will be just as valuable if you've made a purchase already or you haven't for the month. So keep pushing your sales to your customers, but just know that we have a multifaceted surprise for you come Black Friday.
We just had a comment come in from your mom.
My mother.
Saying, will you tell me what Black Friday is?
Mom, we've had this conversation before. She wants you to all know that she doesn't get any secrets, even though she's our mother. She has to wait for the news, just like everybody else. Sorry, Mom, I love you. You changed my diapers. You tolerated me amid Five Sisters, this lone boy that was wreaking havoc all over the house. But I'm not going to tell you what the kudos is.
All right, that's about it for the questions.
Thank you, everybody. You're awesome. See me here again, same time, same place, 2 weeks from today. Ciao.